Ja said, fuck that. I'm going out to the club. I'm going on Instagram Live, and I'm pulling out the smallest gun you've ever seen.
The way he held the gun, though, it's like
with his fingers.
Yeah, your hands are clearly too big for this little gun. Maybe he borrowed some young lady's pistol. I don't know.
Little stripper gun?
Yeah, little the purse gun. He had no business with that in his hands. Even at the end of the video, he's like, "Yo, I'm twisted right now. I'm turned." Like it's like then get off Instagram.
All these apps, TikTok, Instagram, a lot of it can get people in trouble.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. We've seen a lot of that recently.
Yeah, tell Ja Morant about that, man. Your boy Ja. Last week it was another thing that popped up when that story about him, pulling out a gun on a 17-year-old came out. I was like, man, I wish we were going live today. I wish we were recording.
I know.
But Ja said, "Oh, you think that's it? Hold my beer. Let me go on Instagram Live and show y'all what I'm doing at the club."
Pew, pew, pew. It was so crazy that this almost felt like a smear campaign, the way these stories were just coming back to back. Because the incident with the 17-year-old, that happened over the summer. And it got buried. And then somehow it came out now. And then this is
Which incident was that? Can you explain that? Because I heard two stories. I heard one story about him playing a pickup game, and then another one about him confronting someone at the mall.
I heard both stories as well.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the one at the mall where apparently his mom had some sort of disagreement with one of the workers at a store. Called up Ja. He called up his squad, and then like 10 dudes just show up to the mall with like a gun on them, threatening a 17-year-old, like, "What time you come off work? When you come outside, I got you." Okay. Like, so I don't know which of these stories is real. If they combine both of the stories, it's confusing.
Okay. But we do know after these stories broke, it made national news, and we know the Grizzlies, they were playing a game in Denver.
Yep.
And after the game, I think they said Steven Adams, he had a players only meeting and made it a point to be like, "Oh, we need to focus and not go out so much." And Ja said, "Fuck that. I'm going out to the club. I'm going on Instagram Live, and I'm pulling out the smallest gun you've ever seen."
He held the way he held the gun, though. It's like
with his fingers.
Yeah, your hands are clearly too big for this little gun that you have. I don't know what woman that it was at the strip club. Maybe he borrowed some young lady's pistol. I don't know.
Little stripper gun?
Yeah, little the purse gun, something like that, like little baby Beretta. Like, I don't know, but he had no business with that in his hands. Even at the end of the video, he's like, "Yo, I'm twisted right now. I'm turned." Like it's like then get off Instagram.
Yeah. Well, he's been off Instagram and he's been away from the team because he got suspended for 2 games. And you told me he got suspended for an additional 4 games.
Well, they didn't. The way that the team worded it, they said that he's going to be out at least another 4 games.
Okay. What does that mean?
Exactly.
Is he doing like a Kyrie Irving
maybe
5-step program to not to be a gangster?
Maybe they gave him a homework to-do list. I don't know. Write down, "I will not carry guns on Instagram 100 times. I don't know.
Are they making him do push-ups like the gangsters made Justin Bieber do push-ups in the street? Like, how do you resolve this? And where does he go from here? Because people have been criticizing him, man. A lot. Ja Wick was trending on Twitter. And so was Ja Morant.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Those are solid.
Yeah. I laughed at both of those. And a lot of the memes, putting his head on John Wick's body. But a lot of people are saying, "Oh, he's trying to be someone he's not." He grew up with both his parents. His dad, played ball in college. His dad pretty much was, coached him his whole life. They talked about that when he got drafted. He's like, "Oh, my dad was my biggest hater."
Yeah.
But do we really know like his background? Do we know that he's not like affiliated in some type of lifestyle? Because it kind of seems like he really might be.
I think he's trying to play a part, man. I think he's trying to play a part. Listen, I'm gonna go to our resident library encyclopedia, Wikipedia, and it looks like this guy was point guard in high school, softball player in college. His father was a high school teammate of Ray Allen. He played basketball at a university. Like, he comes from a good background. Both of his parents have been around. I just.
But what is his street resume? Skip Bayless asked if he was a Crip. Does Skip Bayless just think that all black people have all the gang information? He's asking Shannon Sharp as if he was supposed to have answers. Like, is he a Crip? I've seen him with the gang signs multiple times.
Listen. Skip is a character all by himself, but I don't know what his street resume looks like. I just have to assume that to get to this level, he stayed away from those sorts of things.
Why? He could just be extremely talented. And I mean, he is. But how old is Ja Morant? 22?
He was lucky to even be discovered. That's the thing.
What do you mean?
He was lucky to even get a scholarship to go to Murray State. He was only really discovered at Murray State because he started balling out in the tournament. And then everybody saw his skills and it was like, oh shit, this guy can really play. Let's move him up.
But how can you call him lucky if he actually showcased his talents, when he was given the opportunity?
I think he showcased his talents, but there's a lot of people who are very talented too that don't ever get a chance to go to the NBA. It's like less than 1% of college athletes that play college ball make it to the league.
Yeah, but he's extremely talented, which is why he has that Supermax deal and extension and the Nike deal as well, which a lot of people are pointing out.
I'm not trying to take anything away from his talent. I'm just saying that to get to this level for anybody is a blessing, and it's a lucky thing. Yeah, he put in a lot of hard work, but once you get to the point where you've gotten an extension for $200 million, dumb shit like this should not be happening. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I'm not going to disagree with that. Of course, it shouldn't be happening, but he is I don't know. Like, for me, it's just like he's probably been, super talented his whole life and doesn't understand. Like, he probably feels like I could do whatever I want to do. And it's kind of hard to check someone like that, especially when they've already been guaranteed hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's kind of like, I don't know what's going to really, make him change, which is kind of scary.
It is hard to think about it because I don't know how my 23-year-old self would act if I knew that I had $200 million coming to me over the next 4 years. Yeah, like I might be wilding with a gun in the strip club. I don't know. I had two great parents. Shout out to mom and dad. Like I don't know. So
I mean, a lot of gang members have not a lot. I don't know. I don't know that many gang members, but we don't know his background enough.
I don't believe he's a gang member. I don't.
Skip Bayless thinks he might be, and I don't know either. I think he might be too, especially with the people. We heard just a few weeks ago they were pointing out a laser pointer at people at the Pacers game after getting into a confrontation. So who knows? He's definitely tweeted out some things that kind of sounded like he's about that life. So we'll see. I will say I am happy that the Knicks got RJ Barrett because you'll never hear this about the Maple Mamba.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you won't hear about the Maple Mamba.
Come on, RJ's been having a really good season in the new year, I would say.
Thank you.
And since February, All-Star break for sure, he's definitely been stepping it up, as well as all the other Knicks. Just shout out to the New York Knicks. I know they lost last night, but still one of the hottest teams in the NBA. True. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Ja. I think he'll be back by the playoffs. He'll ball out. But, we talked at length about Kyrie Irving and the punishment that the Nets handed out to him, and also Nike making a public statement dropping him. Now, Nike has pretty much stood by Ja in these moments. What do you take from that? Do you think that they're being hypocrites?
I do think that it's a slightly different situation. Kyrie was trying to get out of his deal with Nike. That was kind of what was happening. Now, granted, it got expedited after, the whole social media nonsense, but it was a little bit of a different situation. Ja just got this deal. They've got the same exact shoes that they were just going to use for Kyrie. They're trying to clearly save money, unlike what, Adidas is going through right now. So I think it's too early for them to make a snap call and just drop Ja. Like, they literally signed this guy 5 months, 6 months ago, right?
I don't know. I think he got his signature shoe like 5 or 6 months ago, but I think he's been a Nike athlete since he was drafted.
Okay.
I think so. But I find it hypocritical. And I always think about that band Drink Champs interview with Kanye West when he was talking about the powers that be, how they promote, negative messages from black people, famous black people. But when people try to say anything that's positive or try to get any education that goes against the mainstream, then they're kind of ostracized. So like that to me is what I thought of when I saw this. I'm like, of course they're okay with this because it's kind of a part of the program.
I see it, but also with Ja, okay, he had a gun in a video. Did he do anything with the gun?
Yeah, I mean, Plaxico Burress famously shot himself in a New York nightclub and had to go to prison for a whole year after shooting himself.
He went to prison for like 2 years. Like, it was no walk in the park. So I mean, I think you got to give the kid some grace. Like we said, he's young. Clearly, this is some stupid shit, though. What I really don't like about it is how they're trying to spin it to say, oh, he needs to take a break for his mental health or something like that. No, he's being dumb. Like, we got to stop babying people.
Who said that?
Mental health? That's what the statement was. Yeah, that came out.
Wow, that was his statement, or Nike's
statement? that was his statement.
Okay.
I'll find it. But yeah. I think that's the thing that is really annoying for me. That in the statement, he's talking about mental health challenges and taking time to grow and needing to find better methods of dealing with stress and stuff like that. And yeah, maybe, but I don't like how that's a cop-out, how that's like the go-to thing anytime somebody's doing some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Take accountability, take ownership of what you're doing. Be better. It's not that hard.
Be a man on, women's month. Oh man, shout out to Ja. I hope he gets it together. He's a very exciting basketball player. I'm just not sure of whether or not he's serious about these things. So I won't talk too much shit because, I don't want to get shot. But
yeah. Shout out to Ja. I've got his jersey. It's really nice.
Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.